Hello everyone and welcome to my channel. My name is Crown and today we are going to have some more stories that I hope that you will enjoy. But before we start, it will be so much appreciated if you would subscribe to the channel, like the video if you enjoyed it, and maybe leave a comment down below. These simple clicks would mean a lot to the future of this channel and really reward the effort that I put in every day. And now, without further ado, let's go! First story. Apparently, I'm too old for my goggles. So this happened about a few years ago during the summer, before COVID-19. I was about 15 at the time. I used to be on a basketball team. I stopped playing a few years later because of COVID-19. I'm nearsighted, so I can only see what's a few inches in front of me, and I was worried that my glasses might fall apart during practice or during a game. So my father got me a pair of sports glasses, or just glasses with straps. This will be important later. Honestly, I don't really like them, but they are still working out great for me. Few days after I got my sports glasses, my niece just pulled my normal glasses off my face, which caused one of the lenses to pop out. Keep in mind, my niece is only 11 months old and also the lenses were super glued and not implanted on my glasses. So I'm not mad at her for doing that. But man, she is a tough young girl. My father ordered me new glasses, but they won't come in a few days. So I was forced to wear the sports glasses until my new glasses came. So I was shopping for some protein shakes so I could have them for the morning, before going to a game or practice. I walked over to the aisle and started opening one of the freezers to get some. All of a sudden, I felt this tug on my pants and I saw a boy, the entitled kid of our story. He was next to me, about 7 or 8 years old, and the conversation is as follows.
Hey, I want those goggles. Where did you get them?
These aren't goggles, little guy.
Yes, they are goggles. Can I have them?
I'm sorry, kid, but I need these to see better as my vision is not very good.
Okay.
I'm pretty sure he said it with a scoff, but I don't remember. At first, I thought that was it. Just a kid being curious. But boy, was I wrong. Enters the entitled mother. Once again, I felt a tug, but this time on my shirt.
Excuse me?
Yes?
Why won't you give my angel your goggles?
Excuse me?
My angel wants to go swimming, but he really needs goggles. I'm a single mom and I barely make enough to support my son and pay my bills. So please be a kind man and donate them to my son.
I could clearly see a wedding ring on her finger. I'm sorry about that, ma'am, and I'm sorry for your son, but I still cannot give them to you.
Oh, come on. If you can buy those goggles, then surely you could just buy another. You have no idea how hard it is to be a single parent.
Again, I'm very sorry about that, but unfortunately I can't do anything about it. Now please leave me alone. I need to do my shopping.
Come on, be a kind man and give them to my son.
Ma'am, I don't need to give you anything. She was getting annoyed now.
Give them to me now. You're too old to wear goggles anyway.
Yes, she really said that I'm too old to wear goggles. I said, was that a pause? No.
Why not?
Because I don't need to. The kid whined to her.
Can we leave, please? Hold on.
I don't know how that kid went from being entitled to being more mature than his mom, but honestly, I'm not complaining.
See? Now you made my kid upset. You have to give them to me now or I will call the police.
Go ahead, call them. You can't just demand something that's mine. Besides, even if I did give them to you, they don't function as normal goggles.
Give them to me!
She then tries to yank my glasses off of my face, but they are sports glasses, so the straps kept them from being pulled off of me. I shoved her to the ground in self-defense. I'm not a buff guy for being a basketball player, but I'm pretty tall. Slightly taller than her. But still, I'm surprised I had that kind of strength in me. Till it really hurt when she let go as the glasses hit me directly on the nose. No nosebleed, but still hurts. I could see that the entitled kid was shocked to see this. I rubbed my nose. What the heck is wrong with you? And she was shrieking,
Help! Help! This man is assaulting me and stole my angel's goggles!
Enter the nice employee. What is going on? This woman tried to... She cut me off.
This man took away my son's goggles, and when I went to get them back, he assaulted me.
How fast an entitled person turns to being the victim is just unbelievable. Sir, is this true? No. These are glasses and they are mine. She tried to yank him off my head, but I shoved her in self-defense.
Don't believe a word he says. He stole from me and assaulted me. I would like to press charges.
I don't know why she's asking an employee who is no way has any relation to the police force to press charges. I guess somebody must have called the police when they heard I was assaulting that woman, and 2 police officers arrive on scene. The first one says, "Hi, we got a call about an assault on a woman."
Yes, officers. This man took my son's goggles, and when I tried to get it back, he shot me to the ground. Arrest him.
Sir, is this true? Well, yes and no. I never stole anything from this lady. I was just minding my own business, and then this lady came up to me and started demanding my own glasses for her son, who doesn't even need them. She then tried to yank them off my head, and I shoved her in self-defense. Looking back, I probably should have mentioned the bruise on my nose. She screams,
Liar! They are my angel's goggles and you stole them.
"No, these are really mine. You can check the cameras and see I walked in the store with these on." Okay, quiet down. The employee says, "Officers, would you like to review the security footage?" "Yes, we would like to." On our way to the security room, I could see the fear on the entitled mother face. The first police officer reviews the footage while police officer 2 keeps an eye on me, the mother, and the kid. The nice employee, she just stood against the wall next to the door. I was on my phone not paying attention, but I think I saw out of the corner of my eye that the entitled mother was giving me a blank stare, and I saw the not-so-entitled kid after all, sitting with his head down, embarrassed. Now I feel bad for him. The first police officer walks out of the security room and says, "Would you like to press charges?" The entitled woman said with grief,
Yes, I would like to.
The officer cuts her off. "I wasn't talking to you." I answer him, "No, officer. I don't, as I'm a minor." Both police officers and the mother were shocked. I do have a full-blown beard and I'm pretty tall, I'm about 5'9". So I guess it was a surprise for them to find out I am a minor. One of them asks me, "May I see an ID?" "Certainly, officer." I handed him my ID, which is also my learner's permit. I don't think he had probable cause to see my ID, but I think he did it because he was curious to see if I was truthful. Then the first police officer says to the mother, "Yes, I will say he is a minor, and he is more mature than you." Okay, he didn't exactly really say that mature part, but he said something along those lines. And now she's enraged.
What? No! That ID is clearly fake. He's not a minor. He's clearly lying. Arrest him.
"Young man, you are free to go." This made the entitled mother lose it. And then cue the famous entitled mother quote.
I would like to speak to your supervisor.
I proceeded to leave and I could still hear her yelling at the officers. I don't understand. She was fearful on the way to the security room. But now all of a sudden she's angry? I swear this is the type of person that tries to do anything to get a victory out of a situation, even if they have to take people down with her. The employee gave me a discount on my protein shakes for the inconvenience. Not totally necessary from her, but I took it anyway. It was like 30% off. A few days later, I went back to the store and tried to find where that employee was so I could ask her what happened to the mother. The employee told me she got arrested after she assaulted one of the officers and tried to take their taser. I was shocked to hear that.
I could see her assaulting one of them, but trying to steal their taser? Who does that? Ah, crazy woman.
Next story. Won't pay rent or move out? Annual bug bomb time. This is a story about my friend KB did to help his buddy get rid of a roommate who just wouldn't move out. What you have to understand is KB is the sort of guy who will pull far more effort into a scam than honest work would ever take. He lives for the flim-flam. In grade school, he had every puke ray and remote control fart box they sold. We spent our teenage years driving around to fast food restaurant and telling the manager they got our order wrong in order to wheeze some free food, or disconnecting the odometer on his mom's scooter so we could joyride undetected. KB's family was wealthy, but that didn't matter. His car's plates were always counterfeit. He was a guy who would hook up your cable, and he ran a side business replicating of age stamps that all the local bars used. He ran a high schooler speakeasy in his spare bedroom. He forged the dealer's license to buy his RV wholesale. And to this day, every time he walks into a restaurant, he goes right over to the service counter and grabs someone else's chicken fingers and brings them to the table. Nobody said these stories had to involve ethical people. He dropped out of college in the first semester to go to one of those get-rich-quick seminars in Vegas and actually got rich with one of those legal scams. You know, the pounds-checked mini-lean one? So needless to say, he doesn't have to work, and has actually spent his time pursuing one grift or another. From diamond cutting to inventing a new kind of lawnmower, they never go anywhere because his interest dries up quicker than $1,000 worth of dead fish in his saltwater aquarium. I wouldn't be surprised if right now he was soaking the labels off of some wine bottles, or selling some counterfeit calamari. He lives for the flim-flam, but he's also a volunteer firefighter, and that plays a small role. His buddy Schlimazel got into a year-long lease for a one-bedroom apartment. Shortly after that, he and his partner got pretty serious, and they decided to buy a house. He sublet his apartment to a guy who I will call the guy on our couch. The guy on our couch did not have a job and never paid rent, ever. Schlimazel begged him, pleaded, and threatened. Nope, the guy on our couch did not budge. He didn't have a job and rarely left the house, just ate and played video games. Schlimazel was living with his partner and trying to apply for loans. Unpaid rent would look bad on his credit. He appealed to the landlord to initiate an eviction, but the landlord said, "Your problem? Screw you, pay me." A few months went by and he's paying this guy's rent and getting a lot of empty promises and getting nowhere. So he calls KB. This is the sort of phone call KB lives for. He springs into action. First thing he does is buy one of those pre-made websites that he sets up like a fake exterminator company. He gets them 1 to 800 number and routes it to Schlimazel's phone. Then he goes to Home Depot and buys Tyvek suits, masks, roach traps, and some of those little wand sprays that exterminators use. Then he enlists the help of a friend, Mensch. Then he rents a U-Haul. He grabs a toy he has called a thermal imaging camera, and a TIC that firefighter used to find sources of heat in thick smoke. It looks like a very official piece of equipment. Then they suit up and knock on the entitled guy's door. Annual bug bomb, they say. The guy on our couch comes to the door in a thick haze of smoke. Eyes squinty. Huh? Annual bug bomb, they say. Have you lived here for a year? They knew he hadn't. Yep, every year we gotta bug bomb your place. And here is our card. You can call the office if you want. It helped a little that being a filthy stoner, the guy on our couch did have a roach problem. So he lets them in. and they start spraying the corners and scanning the walls with the TIC. Yep, you can see their tracks everywhere. You got roaches in here. At this point, Mitch is taking long strips of roach traps and ripping them off the strip and frisbeeing them into the corners. But he's got gloves on and he's having trouble tearing them. The guy on our couch is getting suspicious. These guys are exterminators and this guy cannot tear a roach trap off of the strip. In a stroke of genius, Mitch exclaims, "Ah, I hate when they give me the blue ones," and throws a strip down. They convince the guy on our couch that he must vacate the apartment for 24 hours. Go stay with a friend. Oh, you have a cat? Well, the cat cannot stay. You gotta take it. So as soon as the coast is clear, the operation begins. They pack the U-Haul up to the door and flag down a passing big guy. "Hey, you wanna make $50 helping us move?" Then they proceed to move all of the entitled guy's stuff into the U-Haul. A guy like that, what does he have? Some dirty sheets on a futon mattress, a TV, a slab of canned beans and ramen bags, a letterbox that hasn't been changed since the Nixon administration. When that's done, Schlemazel, who has been manning the phones, sweeps in with a digital camera and takes pictures of the empty apartment. He scheduled an appointment with a locksmith, who arrives and changes the locks. They all head to a storage facility with the U-Haul, and they unload the guy on the couch stuff into a locker. Schlemazel takes a picture of that too. Schlemazel goes to Kinko's and prints out the digital pictures of the empty apartment and the full storage unit along with a sign. The guy on our couch returns to the apartment the next day to find a sign on the door that says, "Your stuff has all been moved into storage. Meet me at the storage unit at this place and time with your back rent to get your stuff back." On the door is a picture of the empty apartment and a full locker. His keys do not work. At the meeting time, the guy on our couch shows up with the cops. He's called and told him that someone has stolen all of his stuff and is extorting him. KB explains the real situation to the police and says that they may be interested in certain items, among guy on the couch stuff that resembles heavily used tobacco pipes and hookahs. The cops, realizing exactly what has gone down, shakes their heads. They know they can prove that the contraband is the entitled guys. They say KB cannot extort the back rent this way. Then they issue the guy on the couch a summons for filing a false police report. However, Schlemazel never got his back rent, but at least he got back his apartment. And now we have reached the end of today's stories. Thank you for watching and see you next time.